Hey everyone, welcome to My Rising Rose, where we channel dragons and goddesses in order to expand our consciousness and unify ourselves with the cosmos that we all are, while at the same time remaining grounded and ordinary in our humanity. Today I'm going to be channeling the Black Dragon of the Rising Rose for you. But before I get into that, just a reminder that we've got a new group of dragon medicine starting. So on the 18th of September, Dragon Medicine Group 3 will begin. We'll be starting from the root chakra and working our way up. If you know how dragon medicine works, we're channeling each of the dragons of the Rising Rose for 4 weeks each, starting with Via, who is the red root chakra dragon, and then moving up through Sanran, the sacral chakra dragon, and then up through all the chakras. And you can find out more about that via the link below. And there are scholarships available. And there's 2 different types of scholarship. There's a live scholarship, which is the same as the full-priced course. And then there's the recording-only scholarship, where you only receive the recordings from our live sessions, so you don't actually attend in person yourself. So take a look at that. Message me if you'd like more details. Also, Dragon Medicine Group 1 is going to be moving from the lower chakra dragons to the middle chakra dragons. And when they do that, whenever we move between groups of dragons like that, I open the doors again. So some people leave and some people come in. So the doors are opening for Dragon Medicine Group 1. And we begin with them on Thursday the 19th of September. And again, the same scholarships are available. So we'll be beginning with the heart chakra dragon, who is called Balthasar, and we begin with him on the 19th of September. So take a look at those, have a feel into that, and if you have any questions, just let me know. So today I'm going to channel Gor'kor'aeth, who is the black dragon of the Rising Rose. He's the dragon of the Earth Star chakra. So there are black and white chakra that hold all of the 7 colored chakras. So he is part of that holding. And rather than me talking at length, I would rather just channel him for you and bring him through. So I'll do that for you now. Just to say, I recommend listening to this or watching this when you're in a quiet place where you can really focus on it, and to not be doing anything like driving or operating heavy machinery, because what we're doing here is channeling energy. So this isn't just some kind of casual in the background podcast while you're driving. This is more potent. So please take the necessary care for that. Ganai onoran. Kianeale. Tina kunare. Ianeore. Naunayur sturar narakaye. Dianara uren. Gaine. I'm just tuning my consciousness in. I am Gor'kor'aeth, 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 Black Dragon of the Rising Rose, so I invite you to sense me. I am part of the void, the emptiness, like a black hole. I am a part of the sacred destruction, for all life requires destruction. Within your cells of your body right now is destruction. White blood cells in your body are eating pathological cells. They are eating invasive organisms, viruses, bacteria. Through destruction, you are kept healthy. So do not allow yourself to endorse the false belief that destruction is bad. Now, Jack had just finished watching a movie about the First World War. And that's part of what I want to talk about. I want to talk about war and emotions and violence. I want to talk about the cause of unskilled destruction and plant the seeds of skilled destruction. War is a form of unskilled destruction. It is caused by emotional suppression. One group of being itself is all sides of all wars. Every war is a war of the self against the self. All war is like an autoimmune disease. It is the body of life attacking the body of life, doing so in two seemingly separate forms of two seemingly separate nations. Each nation is plagued by the delusion of separation, and as such, it gives rise to emotional confusion. For when you are separated from yourself, from the dignity of your own cosmic being, you leave yourself prone to anger and hatred. Feeling this core wound within you, you project it out onto others. You know that you suffer and you know that something is wrong. And instead of looking within, you point it toward the other, who is simply a manifestation of your own inner turmoil. And then you attack and destroy or are destroyed, initiating cycles of pain and torment that move from generation to generation. I say you, not to single you out as an individual, but to highlight the reality that every single being on this planet, every single human being, is contributing in one way or another to the creation of war. How? How could one of you who is so distant from war be involved in its creation or its subsiding? Simple. Let me use an example that I draw from Drake's mind. That there was a study performed when a large group of Buddhist monks were practicing loving kindness directed towards global conflict, where they were sending out wishes for peace. When these many monks and nuns gathered together and sent out this wish for peace, researchers looked at the amount of violence that there was around the world. They looked at the number of violent altercations that took place in wars, and they found that there was a significant decrease in the number of violent altercations during the time when these many practitioners were sending out peace. So this is evidence that your mental state alters the effect or the events of the world. Of course, it goes the other way too. That if your body is a reservoir of repressed or regularly expressed anger, then it contributes to those energies of anger and hatred. This is why angry and or violent protests against war are inherently counterproductive. The intent on an energetic and emotional level is very important. A peaceful demonstration which is rooted in love and an understanding of the unity of all beings, including those who you might see as the aggressors in a situation. That kind of a gathering is a very powerful avenue toward peace and reducing violence and war in your world. Where Jack lives, he is on a main street in Berlin, and often hears people shouting angrily into megaphones with large crowds moving around them, all shouting in protest and very emotionally talking about or shouting about the demand to end war. Throwing more fire on the fire is not going to reduce the fire. It simply will not work. it is adding more fuel to the conflict. And it is a form of self-deception and delusion and aggrandizing that takes place within people who are deeply ensnared by this ill logic. It is through a deep and loving acceptance of all things, in knowing their unity, the unity of the victim and the perpetrator, that the toxic dichotomy is resolved. And this is also true for your own personal lives. It can be very tempting to see the other as dangerous and to project many things onto them, and Jack does this often. So these words are for him as much as for you. That there is a peace within. There is a peace within that accepts all things. Not only does it accept the other as they are, with all of their qualities that you like and dislike, and maybe even, dare I say, hate, but there is a peace within that accepts all of those things within you. That there is a peace so deep that it fully allows your anger and fear and hatred. That you do not need to suppress and micromanage your own experience. For there is a place within where it is already held, accepted, resolved. That your body and mind does not need to become or attempt to become the arbiter, the governor, the judge of your own experience. Instead, you can move into a place of deep inner faith. Not the faith in another superior being that you give away your power to. But of faith in the life that you are. Let this faith be a key that opens you beyond the confines of your misperception that you need to control your life in order to be happy. And let it open the door to the truth of your own peace. And let that peace flood you with a knowledge that your mind could never understand. Because it is not rooted in control. Because it has no judgment. And because it is infinite.